This word is the work of a pyromaniac.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the SpoonieFiles. It is Sandra, aka Kitty of Kitty Speaks. I'm here today with another edition. It's been so long since I've done an edition just for my Spoonies. I have done some videos that have been for the public consumption and for Spoonies, so they've been twofers. But this one is just for you. I am kind of perky and chipper today. It's a good day. It's a sunny day. It is April. My daughter, today is my hubby's birthday. My daughter's 17th birthday is in 3 days. I think it's on Tuesday, April 21st. So it's just pretty much all around a good day. I just made up a new makeup look, so there'll be a tutorial coming along for this look that is on my face. Please excuse me. I let my duo dry too long before I put my lash on, and now it's like it's moving and stuff. Anyway, today I am pretty chipper. I'm in a really good mood, but what I want to talk about is not so much. What I want to talk about today is there has been a lot of suicide going around recently, and I want to address that for Spoonies. I want to address the depression that we go through and the extremes that it makes us want to go to. We've had it touch our family personally recently. I guess would be my step granddaughter. Her boyfriend committed suicide maybe about 2 months ago, and so that kind of touched us personally. And then I have a friend who is near and dear to my heart, one of my web friends. I have a lot of web friends. A lot of you who are watching this video right now, I consider to be my sisters, personal friends, that if I were traveling and I were in your town, I would want to come and see you. This particular person that I'm talking about, I noticed from her conversation, because we talk on the phone a lot, I noticed from her conversation that she was depressed. In fact, that she was suicidal, and I mentioned it to her. I pointed it out to her that I felt that way, and she just said, no, I'm really happy. I love life. I don't know why you would say that. I'm not suicidal. And then 4 or 5 weeks later, she called me. She had stopped calling me, which was really irregular. I was reaching out to her. I was text messaging her. She was not responding, and she finally responded and told me that she had actually tried to commit suicide. And so, I let her talk. I gave her the comfort that she needed, but then I pointed out to her that I could tell from her conversation that she was depressed and in fact suicidal, and that I talked to her about getting help, and at the time she just denied it. And now recently, within the last 48 hours, I noticed someone who is in one of my Spoonie networks, one of my lupus networks on Facebook, and she was just making these really bizarre comments that made me feel like she was suicidal. But the comments that people were replying back, nobody was addressing the fact that she sounds dangerous. Nobody was addressing it, and I was really, really upset about it. And so I sent her a message. She lives in Australia. I'm here in the United States. She lives in Australia. I sent her a message and I said, please call me. If you don't want to call because it's international, please message me. Don't do anything. So she messaged me, and as a matter of fact, I'm so glad we're talking about this, because I told her that I would check on her today. And she's like, thank you so much for reaching out to me. I'm really, really sleepy. I just think I need to sleep. I think that with sleep it'll be better. I think everything will go away once I've slept. And I'm like, oh my God, has she taken pills? Like, I was just totally like, I don't know what to do. And I messaged her that if you do not say something that puts my mind at ease, I will call authorities in Brisbane and have someone seek you out. So she said that no, she hadn't taken anything. She was just tired, and I want to talk about are depression. If you are depressed, if you know another Spoonie that is depressed, the first thing that I want to say is that is a completely normal reaction to what you are going through. It is not, you are not strange, you are not crazy, you are not any of these things. Depression is a normal reaction to what you are going through. I personally myself went through therapy, and they told me that I was extremely depressed, and not manic depressive, not suicidal, but just that I was extremely depressed. And so I said to the therapist that I don't think that that's abnormal. I think it would be abnormal if I were not depressed. It is not normal to have somebody tell you that you have a life-threatening illness that there is no cure for and expect you to go on with your life as if everything is okay. That is not okay. It is not okay to be told you have a life-threatening illness and there's nothing that we can do for you. The best that we can do is try to keep you comfortable, and most times we can't even do that. For anybody to think that our depression is a sign of weakness or that we are crazy makes me think that there's something flawed with their thinking, not ours. I don't believe that this is something that you can go through without having it affect you deeply. And so if you are deeply affected, or if you are depressed, first know that that is okay. It is okay to be upset. And it is okay to be depressed. What is not okay is to live in that state of mind and not try to seek help. That is what is not okay. Prolonged periods of depression will increase your pain, and your pain will increase the depression. It is cyclical. So once you get in this cycle, it is really important that you put effort into trying to get out of the cycle. I tell people all the time that you need to find something in your life that still brings you joy and hold on to that and cling to it for dear life. There are still things that we can experience in our life that bring us happiness and that bring us joy, regardless of the fact that we have these illnesses. So the number one thing that you need to do is recognize that you're depressed, and then try to find some sort of way to bring as much happiness into your life as you can. I know that it's really hard for us to do because we're surrounded by people who do not understand. So most of the time when you're depressed, you talk about it. You talk out your feelings, talk about what you're going through, and that helps you get through. It's hard to do that when you're talking to people and what they're saying back to you is not helpful. What they're saying back to you is, it's all in your mind. It's a mental illness. If you just had a stronger mind, you could do mind over matter. You're not close enough to whatever God that you serve. You're not praying enough. They tell you all of these things that, one, aren't true, and two, aren't helpful. I really feel that anything that is not part of the solution is part of the problem. I don't want to tell you what you should do in your situation, but I do want to tell you that I personally feel that whatever extreme you need to go to in order to make sure that you are safe and that you have as comfortable a situation in your circle of peers as you can get is okay to do. That's just my personal opinion. I feel that family is an action word. I don't feel that it's necessarily based on blood ties, because the people that you're tied to by blood could be toxic for you. And if they are, you need to recognize that, and you need to figure out what you're going to do about it. It may not be as drastic as what I did, which was to completely separate myself from my family, and it has been that way for nearly 20 years in my life. But I found that my situation, as far as my circle of influence, was really, really toxic. And I have been sick since the day that I was born. I was able to recognize that I needed to do what was best for me, and I had the strength to do that. Everybody doesn't want to or need to go to that extreme, but you do need to find a situation where you have a comfortable circle of influence that is loving, that is caring, that is understanding, and if they don't understand, they are at least willing to listen and try to understand. It's not helpful when you're trying to tell somebody that you're hurting mentally, that you're hurting physically, and they don't want to receive what you are saying, and that they're trying to tell you that it's your fault. This is not your fault. There is nothing that you could have done to prevent this from happening to you. But now that it has happened to you, my question to you is, what are you going to do? Having the mindset that suicide is the answer is not healthy. One, I'm pretty sure you don't want to die. What you want is to be out of the situation that you're in. And there are ways that you can accomplish that without killing yourself. Two, you have to think about the situation that you're going to leave behind after you're gone. You may not be here anymore, and you may not be suffering anymore, but now you have caused the suffering of a whole lot of other people. And they will forever have to live with that suffering, and they will forever have to live with the guilt of what could I have done, what could I have said. And I'm sure that you love these people enough that you don't want to put them through that. If you're a mother, do you really want your child or your children to live with that forever? Do you want your parents to live with that forever? I'm pretty sure the answer to that is going to be no. Regardless of what kind of arguments or turmoil or whatever drama is going on in your family, I'm pretty sure you don't want them to come into your room and find your corpse. I'm pretty sure that that's not something that you would want to put somebody through, because is it something that you would want to be put through? Would you want to go into a room and discover a corpse? And worse than that, that they had killed themselves. Then it's like, oh my God, why didn't I hear? Oh my God, why didn't I, what could I have said? Or what, last week when she was trying to talk to me and I didn't have time, was that the time that she was trying to reach out to me? It's a whole, you need to think beyond your present circumstances, and I think this is a way to end my suffering, and you need to think about the aftermath. What is going to happen after? You need to factor all of that into your thinking. I can tell you that although this is something that there is not a cure for, we can find relief. There is medication that can help to ease your pain. And if you are not on some sort of medication for the depression, then you probably need to do that, because the stinking thinking that you're having could probably be helped with medication. Now, there are some people who do not feel comfortable taking meds. They feel like, what if I get addicted? What if all these things? Let me just tell you that you are not in a situation where not taking medicine is okay. That is just my personal opinion. I personally have mixed connective tissue disease. I currently have 19 different autoimmune diseases that there is no cure for. 19. I take 40 some odd pills every day. I have to give myself an injection every week. And pretty soon I will be getting a morphine pump implanted into my body permanently. And I already have a permanent implant in my chest. I've been taking pain pills every day for nearly 30 years. For 29 years I've been taking pain medicine every day. I was taking 3,200 milligrams of ibuprofen every day at age 13. That's a toxic level of ibuprofen. I am not the type of person that, I'm not a drinker. I've never taken any drug that was not prescribed. I'm not the type of person that just sits around and go, oh yeah, let me figure out some drugs I can pop. I want to pop some pills. It's not like that. But what I had to determine was, if I take these medications and they increase my quality of life, and I don't take them, and I can say, I can say, oh, I'm so pure, I don't take meds, but in the meantime, I can't function, I can't get out of the bed, I can't dress myself, I can't feed myself. I would rather take my meds and be able to have these types of conversations with you, be able to record these types of videos and have this interaction. I don't think that there's anything wrong with taking your medicine. Everybody doesn't feel that way, but the situation that you are in, you're not somebody that got hurt on the job or twisted their ankle and it's going to heal, or you've got a cold and you don't want to take cold meds, you don't want to take vitamin C because it's going to cycle out of your system anyway. That's not the situation you're in. You're in a life or death situation. Even if you just have lupus, you are in a life or death situation. Lupus can attack any of your organs. What if you have kidney failure? What if you have heart failure? There are any number of things. What if you end up with a blood clot and it travels to you're not in a position to say, I don't think that taking pills is the right thing to do. You're just not. You're not in one of those types of situations. The sooner you get over that, you can begin to progress into a life where you can have some quality of life, where you can regain some of the things that you lost. There are so many sacrifices that I've had to make because of my illness, but I was able to find other things to replace them. I love to read, and I can't do that anymore, but I can listen to audiobooks. Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't have to give up everything. You can swap. Okay? So what I'm suggesting to you is that you do not have to suffer to such an extent that you want to commit suicide. If you are suffering to such an extent that you want to commit suicide, you haven't proactively decided that lupus is not going to get the best of you, or whatever connective tissue disease you happen to have. If you have mixed connective tissue disease, or you just have connective tissue disease, or if you have epilepsy, or I can't think of some of the other ones that we might have, Sjogren's syndrome, fibromyalgia, Crohn's disease, any of these things that you may have, if you're thinking that it is the end of the world, there is nothing left for you, then you haven't decided that it is not going to get the best of you, and that you are going to do everything that you can do to make your life happy. You can have happiness and you can have joy, but you gotta want it and you gotta go for it. If you have a doctor that you feel like you've taken the meds that they've given you and they haven't helped you, then you need a new doctor. Do you know what I'm saying? Actively seek to grab hold of your life again. Your life has not been taken away from you. It's just been changed. And you've got to figure out what those changes are and how you can proactively fit these changes into your life and still be happy. So, here is what I challenge you. If you are having thoughts of suicide, if you know someone who is having thoughts of suicide, I would like us each to actively try to help one person. If it's yourself, then so be it. But if you see somebody that you feel like they are having their conversation is a little bit fatalistic, or you've seen some comments on some social media, let's each one try to reach one, because it is and it isn't a death sentence. You don't gotta die today. You don't gotta die tomorrow just because you have this illness. You can live for some more years, and I'm sure that if you look inside yourself and be honest with yourself, then that is what you would want. Please make comments on this video. Please, I would like for this to be an active discussion. So if you have any comments, if you have any questions, if you know somebody and you don't know what you can do to help them, please send me emails. Please comment on this video. My email is therealkittyspeaks@gmail.com. I am here 100% all the time. If you reached out to me on Facebook, if you are on the SpoonieFiles page or my personal Facebook page or my Kitty Speaks Facebook page, the phone number that is in my file is my real phone number. So you can reach me, you can text me if you want the conversation to be private. But please, let's have a conversation. And that is all that I have for you today. Until next time, you know the drill. Love, peace, and hair grease. Ciao.
This is the work of a pyromaniac.